Past 11 o'clock here in Melbourne, Australia. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, South Africa and Ghana. Good afternoon, as I said. So let's get started. It's like I said, 11 o'clock at night here. Alana and I have been in a meeting all day, and then one thing after another after this. So it's been absolutely an amazing day, full on. Let's get straight into this training. For those of you who aren't on the call, I'm sure you're watching this recording at some stage, which will be shared with all of you. My good friend, all the way from Ghana. Hi to you as well. So let's talk a little bit about a couple of things. We'll touch base on what we spoke about briefly last week. Last week, I did give you all a piece of homework to do, which was send 10 messages a day to people on Facebook Messenger or Instagram or however you wanted to do it. The message was really straightforward. Hi, the person's name, just curious. Would you be open to checking out some information on a game-changing product I've been using? No worries if not, just thought I would ask. And I'm just wondering, how many people actually did that and what kind of results you got? It would be good if you can probably update us in the WhatsApp groups, what kind of results you got from doing that activity continuously since last week till today. But I'm going to get into a few other things today, and I really, again, encourage you, as always, to have paper and pen handy, take good notes. You can always go back and watch this recording once again and keep reminding yourselves of the information that we're sharing so that you can keep training your mind and building your business so that you can become successful in your Herbalife business. So today I want to talk about the 7 skills of network marketing. So I want you to put that in your notes as you're heading. 7 skills of network marketing. And I'm going to give you each of these 7 skills, but I want you to put a score next to it of how you think or how well you think you are doing in these 7 skills. Okay, so give yourself a score of between 1 to 10, 1 being not so good and 10 being really great. Give yourself a score. So here's the 7 skills. Write it down. The first one is finding prospects. Finding prospects. What score do you give yourself out of 10 for finding prospects? Okay. You don't need to share it with us, but I do want you to write down a score next to it. And then on the next line, the second skill that you need to build a successful network marketing business is inviting. So give yourself a score out of 1 to 10 of how well you're doing at inviting people to a presentation, inviting people to look at the opportunity, inviting people to look at our wonderful products. So what score you give yourself there for inviting? The next skill is presenting. How well do you present yourself? How well do you present the opportunity? Presenting is in a lot of areas. It's not just about the presentation of the Herbalife opportunity meeting and the products, but also how you present yourself as an individual. How do you dress? How do you talk? What's your posture like? What's your attitude like? The next skill is follow-up. What score do you give yourself on your follow-up? Okay. And by the way, even myself as a president's team, when I sort of did this little piece of homework, I found I had a lot of improvements to do still. Okay. So I'm a president's team member, 22 years in the business, and I still have a lot of room for improvement in these 7 skills of network marketing. So what is your score for follow up when you're following up your people? Okay. The next one is closing a sale, closing a sign up, closing a grand opening party. What's your skill set on this? What number do you give yourself? The next one is getting started. Getting started with doing things in your business, getting started with a 90-day plan, getting started with tracking gauge sheets, getting started with doing your activities, getting started with talking to people, getting started with leadership roles, doing things like actually presenting at your local HOMs or Herbalife opportunity meetings online, getting started at something that you haven't done before, doing your flyers, doing your walk and talk, whatever it is. Give yourself a score on that. And the seventh skill of network marketing is promoting events. Okay. How well do you promote the events? Give yourself a score there. This is a really important one. There used to be a Herbalife distributor before he passed away. His name was Alan Lorenz. And he used to say, you can promote yourself to the bank. And what did that mean? Is basically, if you got so good at promoting the events and promoting the promotions from Herbalife, you can promote your business to grow, and you'll build your financial wall around you that pays you for the rest of your life. Okay. So they're the 7 skills. What I want you to do now is give yourself a total on those 7 skills. So calculate those numbers downwards and, give yourself a score. It should be somewhere between 1 and 70. Hopefully it should be at least, 30, 40 or 50. To me, a good score or average score will be somewhere in the 55 to 60. I don't think any of us hit 70 yet. I know when I did this little exercise for myself, I only scored 47. So I still have a lot of improvement and a lot of work to do in all these areas. Probably the one that I gave myself the highest score on is presenting. I feel I'm pretty reasonable in presenting, pretty good there. But everything else, there's heaps of room for improvement because we can always improve. So, if you think you've got a higher score than that, maybe you need to be a little bit more honest with yourself, I would say, because if I'm a president's team giving myself a 47, there's obviously a lot more work for everybody to do. So let's really focus on these guys, because these are the 7 areas to building your business, and which areas you need to improve on. And if you specifically work on those areas on a daily basis, like finding prospects, your invitations, all that kind of stuff, where to improve. And the more you improve in those areas, your skill set becomes higher, your conversions will become higher in your Herbalife business. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about marketing. Okay. And here's what marketing is. This is what marketing equals, right? It's what people want and getting them to reach out to you. So a skillful marketer is someone who delivers a message of something that people want. Okay. Something that people really need. It's like a pain point, like, for example, if we are talking weight loss, for example, which is a big pain point for a lot of people right around the world. Well, how are you marketing to your audience so they can query with you about what you are doing? And the biggest mistake I find is a lot of us try to sell online instead of giving value online. I want you to write that down. When you give value, people will then inquire with you. Okay. There's an old saying in Herbalife, people don't really care how much you know unless they know how much you really care. Okay. So if you show people that you really care by giving them information for free for them to then ask the questions so that you can help them get rid of that pain point. Okay. And the biggest mistake I see is people sit there promoting the product, buy the product from me, buy the product, sell. They're trying to sell instead of attracting people. And we spoke about this briefly last week, is you want to have that law of attraction where people ask you. Okay. And I'll give you a perfect example. I recently recruited a guy in the Philippines a few weeks ago, about 2-3 weeks ago. And he came through my YouTube channel from all the information that I've posted up there over the last 22 years. Okay. So it's not an individual I know. It's not someone I've ever communicated or reached out to. But because I was giving value to the marketplace and the information interested him and triggered a pain point for him that he's looking for better ways to make extra income, then he inquired with me. Okay. So sometimes you feel like you're doing all this work, but you are not seeing the results. From my experience, if you're just consistent and continuously doing something every single day in your Herbalife business, it's a matter of time that people will inquire with you. Some people will inquire pretty much straight away. Some people will take 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. It doesn't matter. You're doing your task, you're doing your job on a daily basis, and then you'll attract, there's that key word again, you'll attract the right people to your Herbalife opportunity. Okay. So let me talk a little bit about having good content for your social media. And there's really 3 key ingredients that you guys want to note down when you're creating content on your social media. The first one is the questions. Okay. Are you creating the questions for people to comment on your post to inquire about the products or the business opportunity or what it's all about? Okay. There's an old saying in Herbalife is keep people curious. And again, from my experience and what I've seen over the last 22 years with people who don't last long in the business or fail in the business, is because they give the information too fast, too quickly, too upfront, instead of getting people to inquire with them. You have to understand Herbalife is like fishing. Okay. If anyone's ever gone fishing before, what you do is you put the bait on the hook, you throw the line in the water, you might get a few nibbles, and the biggest mistake is people get nibbles and they try to reel in really quickly and they lose the fish because the fish hasn't gotten on the hook yet. So it's the same thing in Herbalife. You've got to throw the hook in, wait for it to get the actual bite, and then you reel in the fish. And you don't reel in the fish really quickly, because if you reel it in quickly, you can lose it as well. You reel it in, you let it go a little bit, you reel it in, you let it go a little bit, you reel it in, you let it go a little bit until you actually get the fish in your boat or on the pier or wherever you're fishing from. So it's the same thing with Herbalife. Don't make the mistake of giving all the information straight away. Keep them in curiosity so they can ask more questions. They can create more comments in your socials because, again, like I mentioned last week, Facebook and Instagram likes the interaction. That's why it's called social media. It's about the algorithms. It's about how much interest the topic, that information that you are sending, is attracting people to comment on your posts. Okay. So when you're giving statements on your posts or comments or whatever, you want to give it in short bursts. And what I mean by that is, again, don't blurt all that information. Just give a little bit more. So it's like, again, like giving the line in and giving the line out. Just give it a little bit and take a little bit. Give a little bit, take a little bit. And it's the same thing again when you're making statements. Okay. So really important, the information, which is the third. So that's the second ingredient, the statements. The third ingredient is the information. Okay. And the information is really, where you might be giving information about protein, for example. Okay. And create enough information, not too much again. You're talking about protein, about building lean muscle and all the benefits of protein. It speeds up the metabolism, helps people lose weight a lot faster, all that kind of stuff. And if you do it correctly, here's where the key is to really building your business fast, is you'll get a lot of people sharing your post or sharing through your posts with other people that they know who might be interested in protein, for example, or losing weight, or whatever the case might be. So again, if you give the knowledge and information, people will then share it with other people. What they will also do is share your Facebook page or Instagram page with other people. And when you look at people who are doing very well in Instagram, for example, like the Kim Kardashian or anybody like that, I mean, when she first started, nobody was following her, but she created content, she created the questions, she created the statements and the information that people would get interested in what she's posting and say, hey, have a look at this. This is unbelievable information, and pass it on to someone else. And guess what? That person will go, oh, wow, this is great information. And they'll pass it on to someone else. So it becomes like a referral business. In our business, we're used to that word, referrals. Well, this is a referral, even though it's information that you're giving away for free, they're referring you onto other people. And if this keeps happening with a lot of people, your audience or the people following you will start to grow. Okay. And if you're trying to sell all the time on your social platform, guess what will happen? Your audience will start to fall back. So it works both ways. So if they go on your channel and they go, oh, you know what? Every time I go onto, Gaza, Facebook group, all he's doing is promoting Herbalife, trying to sell. Well, I'm not interested in that information. I don't want to follow him anymore. Okay. But if you do it right and say, okay, now Gaza has given all this information and it's really valuable information, I reckon, Alana would benefit from this, and Gaza then I might share it with Alana, and then Alana goes, wow, this is unbelievable. And she might share it with Togby. So this is part of the referral system. It's about attracting everybody whereas you're not going to get everybody, but attracting a lot of people to the information you are giving. Okay. So let's talk about problem solving in the business. So I'm covering a few different topics here, and they all come back to what we do on socials as well. So problem solving in the business, people really have three key problems that I want you to note down. Okay. The first one is practical. The second one is personal. And the third one is financial. Okay. So let's talk about these three problems that people have. Okay. What's practical? Well, is it practical? Can I do this business? Is it practical for me to do it? Do I have the time to actually do it? Can I do it around my family? Okay. Can I do it around my relationships or friendships or whatever the case might be? Is it practical that I can work it, for an hour a day? Okay. These are all the practical points. Okay. The second reason is personal. Okay. And the personal part of it could be, the health. It could be something to do with their health issues, or it could be even the relationships. Is it going to affect my relationship? Is it going to interfere with my relationship with my family and husband and wife and spouse or whatever, or partner? These are all questions that people have. So we have to have the solution to the problem, whether it's practical for them, whether it's going to cover the personal aspects for them. And the third one is the financial one, of course. Is this going to solve my financial problem? Can I make money from this opportunity? Is it going to help me get out of the debt I'm in? Okay. These are the questions that people normally ask themselves when they're looking at the business opportunity. Okay. So, and a perfect example I've mentioned on many calls before is my sister-in-law who lost 53 kilos on the products. And when she started getting the health results really quickly, she came up to me. So she came to me first for the health results. Okay. So was it practical for her to use the products? She did it for personal reasons, needing to lose a lot of weight. And then she approached me because people approached her saying they want the products from her. And she said, well, can I make money from this? So there was a financial aspect to it as well. And that's how she got attracted into the business. You see how we've covered those three key problems, all with the same individual. So these are problems that people are going through in the marketplace. Okay. And our job as Herbalife distributors is to show them there is a pain point in the marketplace that they might have, which a lot of people normally do have these pain points, whether it's with their health or with their wealth. It's the two main areas that people always struggle with worldwide, no matter which country you live in, no matter how much money you make or how healthy you think you are, we always cover these pain points. And this is the best time of the year, especially to be covering these pain points, because we're getting close to the end of the year. It's getting close to Christmas. People have New Year's resolutions every single year. And we know from statistics, not only in Herbalife, but worldwide statistics, that the most common things that people put on their New Year's resolutions every single year is to get healthier and to get wealthier. It's the most common two statistics on people's New Year's resolutions every single year. So if there's ever a time to be promoting like crazy, it is right now, guys. It is right now. This is the best time. And we are now in the end of November. Officially, today is the 30th of November. Although in our Herbalife calendar, because it's a Saturday, we have till Monday to finish the end of the month of November. So we have literally our last 31 days of the month coming into play. And what we do in the next 31 days will determine what happens for all of us in the year 2025. Okay, so if there's ever a time to pour it on, now is the time. Keep messaging 10 people a day with that message I gave you last week. Focus on these key points that we spoke about tonight, which is getting those 7 skills sharpened, get better at them, look at the pain points that people are going through, give them information about health in general or making money in general so that you can attract them to have a look at what you are doing. So that's it from me tonight, guys. Again, thank you as always for participating and turning up. You know, we do want to grow these numbers on these live meetings, preferably, because it gives us an opportunity for all of us to interact a bit better. You know, it's great seeing all these comments as well. Let's go, as Alana's saying, 31 days left till the end of the year. Let's make it a great way to finish the year strong. Let's invite more people. Get back onto this recording when you get a chance. I would watch this over and over again. These recordings and trainings are for you guys. We're here to try and help you build your business. We can only share the knowledge, the information, and our personal experience. Now it's up to you to go do it and take it to the marketplace. You have enough information now to become a president's team. And everything I learn and everything I've learned over the last 22 years, we will keep sharing it with you to help you get to the president's team even faster. So thanks again, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. And we'll see you all next Saturday, same time, same channel. Bye for now. Bye, everyone.